Hi everybody! Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more free quilt patterns and tutorials about them, as well as different fabric dyeing techniques. So today we are going to do some water marbling. This is a finished piece that I made, but I want to tell you what all you'll need for this project. You'll need alum powder or granules. You can get this at Amazon or even at the grocery store, but alum's not cheap around here anyway. So I'm an Amazon shopper. And we mix that with water, 2 teaspoons of alum to 1 gallon of water, and that's for our pre-soak. Our fabric goes in there for 10 minutes. We take it out, let it dry, and then we use the fabric. And then I use Methocel. Some people use carrageenan, but the Methocel works best for me in my water. And I use 4 tablespoons to 1 gallon of water. And also, it needs 1 tablespoon of household ammonia in the mix. So I just put them in water and mix it up good. The alum dissolves quite quickly. The Methocel, however, will clump if you're not, fast at blending it in. But if you let it sit and then go back to it and mix it periodically, it will, all get absorbed into the water to thicken it. I use an immersion blender I bought just for textiles, and I use it, and then I just let it sit overnight and all the bubbles are gone in the morning. So those are the chemicals we need. We also need a tray. For small projects, I just use this plant tray. I will use tulip textile paint for fabric. However, if you would like to use regular acrylic paint that you might have around, that works just fine, but you need to add a textile medium. And most brands of paint has a textile medium, so you mix 1 part textile medium, 1 part water, and 2 parts acrylic paint. You want to make sure you mix it very well, and it's good to go. You can put it straight on your water, your Methocel water, and it's really good. Now the tulip paints you have to thin with water. I also like to use paintbrushes and for mixing mostly, and then the pipettes I use for applying the fabric paint. I like to use a rake. This is something my husband just made for me and put nails in a piece of wood. But before that, I made this. This is a rake that I made out of toothpicks and cardboard and paper clips. I laid a double-sided tape down on the inside of the cardboard, placed my toothpicks, folded the cardboard over, and put some paper clips on there. And it worked great. It still does. I use it occasionally because of small area, and I fold it in half. And that's about all you really need other than your fabric for water marbling. Okay, at my marbling area, and this is fresh Methocel ammonia and water mix. I did it last night, and I used my immersion blender to blend it up, and it looked like foam. That's why they don't suggest you use it. But I let it sit all night, and I have just about 4 bubbles on here. It's crystal clear otherwise. I have all my paints mixed and ready to go. Lay down my darkest brown first. And I'm not going to even use the entire area of medium because my fabric that I have is thin. Oh yeah, this is moving really nice. me, the acrylic paints with the textile medium and water combination works wonderful. It's spreading. It's not spreading a ton, but if I added more water, it would spread even more. And that's perfect for what I'm doing. When you add the black to any color, you do it drip by drip pretty much. Add some more black. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add a couple drops of black here and there. So I'm going to move this around, and if I have to lay more paint, I will. I'm going to have to thin some of it more. I'm going to go with the direction I laid it at first to try and spread it around some. Yeah, this... Pick it up on the short edge, pinky and ring finger, and thumb and pointer finger. I'm just going to lay it down. Well, that's a big blob of black, huh? Didn't see it, probably because the background is black. There's a couple of them in here. It's not going to hurt nothing, though. Just kind of give you a glimpse before I rinse it. Got to be rinsed right away. Just keep a bucket of water right next to me so that way I don't have to run it to the sink. And I have a drying rack. When I put it on my drying rack, I put the first piece on the top row. That way, it'll be done dripping usually by the time that I make the next fabric. It's a little lighter than I'd like, but I think it'll work. Alright, I've got to mix more paint, so I'm going to do that because I want this tree darker. So I might need two pieces for the tree, I think. One that's long enough to go up and down, and then another one for the perch part. Since I'm going to have to move it around a lot for that, because of that light color, I'm going to go ahead and use the little rake that my husband made me to just spread this all out. Wow, that would look good on the owl. I'm going to go ahead and use this because I like it. I think it might go well for the owl. That's for the tree. Alright, sorry again. It's hard to see with all the methyl, so you really rinse it good. Otherwise, it's real stiff. Alright, I'm not even going to clean the top up on this round. Like my dark brown, it moved very well. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it out again. This might work for the wood after all. Oh, I like it. Alright, so I'm going to try for feet. And their feet have gray and black. Pretty much is it. The more I mix it, the better it will look for the feet. There we go. I think that will work. And then it's definitely more gray than black. Let's just use up the rest of my paint. Uh-oh. This is a picture I was trying to match while I marbled my fabric. Show you what fabrics I got marbled. Here's one. Has a lot of the golden in it. This one here is really light. Now I did the same technique as I showed you on all of these fabrics. Here's a lot of white with just a little bit of black and brown marbling. Pretty too. And here are the darker ones that I made. And some of these you can flip over and even use the back. This one's my darkest one. It's so hard to see. It has some gold and white. Little bits of black here and there. I like it though. That one's good. Especially because it has the gold. And here's a medium shade one. Oh, that's the back. And it has a lot of gold in it. I don't think there's any black, but there's like 3 different browns in it. So I'm sure I'll be using it. This one's real light. Again. And a big white spot. And here's one that kind of picked up some of the color because I did use some color fabric afterwards. It's kind of interesting because it has some blue and some pink and yellow in it. I'll probably use that for my Block of the Month quilt. Then I had some scrap fabrics. This is black. I just put white on it. There is some brown in there, but you can't see it. It blends in. And here is all gold and white. Well, it has a little black in it. And I decided to make a colored. with the very last. I made this. It's red, purple, and blue. It turned out okay. Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up.